Don't forget to like and subscribe. Madison Brooke Callahan was an energetic, innocent, and heartwarming young girl. Her unfulfilled childhood and endless potential to grow into an inspiring, creative, and world-impacting woman were cut short by an unexplainable, untraceable vanishing on June 10, 2010, leaving all who knew her in person, and eventually both the entire United States and surrounding countries grasping for answers in a sea of evidence that drowned us all in doubt. As a hope to provide more substantial reasoning built upon observable evidence and situational analysis, this is an examination of the disappearance of Madison Callahan and the mystery at Cedar Pines in the town of Blue Haven, Maine. This is Cold Case Detective. Madison Callahan was born on June 15, 2006, in Boston, Massachusetts, to parents Karen and Gregory Callahan. Karen and Gregory were devoutly religious physicians and a loving pair, meeting in New York in 2001 before marrying 3 years later in 2004. It would be another 2 years before the couple bore a child and introduced Madison to the world, 2 years before having 2 more children, twins Ethan and Emily, in 2008. Madison, along with her younger brother and sister, formed a beautiful kinship with their parents and often traveled around the world on vacations, seeing the sights across the United States and beyond. Both Karen and Gregory would later describe the Callahan family as the perfect nuclear family of 5. Madison's parents described her as vivacious, a lively young girl, and lovingly extroverted. She was a ringleader amongst her infant siblings and fellow toddlers, never missing an opportunity to extend impressive social skills and communicate with those who gave her attention. Madison's openness usually developed into an uncanny humor that only an innocent, bright child could conjure. They said her ability to express herself, unveil her imagination, and communicate her feelings was second to none. Madison's bursts of energy inspired her to enact role-playing and form miniature stories with claymates, creating a strong bond as she related so easily to other children. However, the never-ending drive and the little ray of sunshine often wore out her parents, constantly needing attention from the people in the room she occupied. In fact, Madison's youth was accompanied by hardships just as much as the positive bits. Karen and Gregory claimed the first 6 months of Madison's life were very difficult and that she had suffered from colic. She cried practically for 18 hours a day. We had to permanently carry her around. Colic is an infamous illness found in babies, causing severe abdominal pain and intestinal discomfort. The cries then transformed into screams after Karen gave birth to twins. Again, her parents explained that Madison would run up and down in the background while Karen attended to the newborn babies. This hysteric hyperactivity would later prove a trait found in all the Callahan siblings, but never broke up the unconditional happiness felt between the family members. Friends and family of the Callahans offered similar sentiments as well. They all witnessed firsthand Madison's brilliance and social inclinations while also noticing her protective nature towards her 2 siblings, often mothering them when their parents were out. In fact, some associates of the Callahans believed Madison and her siblings' camaraderie stopped at the presence of secluded strangers or an unknown group of people. However, because she knew how to engage, even in foreign situations, relatives believed Madison could get along with anyone if she was given the time. These careful observations and infinite effects of joy surrounded Madison all the way up into a vacation she and her family took to Cedar Pines, in the Blue Haven region of Maine. Settling in a well-known tourist town for American holidaymakers, the Callahan family quickly linked up with fellow doctors and assorted friends also vacationing in the area, starting on Sunday, June 5, 2010. Karen, Gregory, Madison, and the twin youngsters were having a wonderful time on one of their many frequent trips, and all the good times seemed destined for picture books. That is until the night of June 10, 2010, barely a week before Madison's 4th birthday. Karen and Gregory went out for dinner, only to return to their cabin and find missing their resilient and radiant daughter. Sometime between 8:30 and 10 p.m., Madison Callahan disappeared without a trace, leaving a void in the hearts of not just a family, but in the hearts of people around the world, launching an exhaustive search that would soon evolve into one of the most discussed missing persons tragedies of the 21st century. On June 5, 2010, the Callahan family traveled to Cedar Pines, Maine, for a 7-day summer retreat. The 2,000-person town is a popular getaway for city dwellers seeking tranquility. The Callahans retreated to 7B Maple Drive, a cabin owned by a retired professor from New York. Throughout the next week, the Callahan family dined with several other friends and their families. The adults, known as the Sunset Group, consisted of Emily and Daniel Parker, Linda Watson, Michael and Julia Bennett, and Ryan and Sophia Brooks. All of the men worked together over the years, and their respective families all got along wonderfully. On day 6 of the vacation, June 10th, Madison and her twin siblings hung out at the Children's Activity Center while her parents went for a hike at around 10 a.m. During breakfast, Madison asked her parents, "Why didn't you come when Ethan and I cried last night?" The rest of the timeline, as well as the investigation into Madison's disappearance, followed an eerily similar trajectory to that of other famous missing persons cases, fueling speculation, theories, and controversy that would last for years to come. Madison's disappearance changed the world to the point that many American citizens and people close to the case defined society as either before Madison vanished or after Madison vanished. The tragedy sparked widespread media coverage, countless search efforts, and an overwhelming wave of theories, some grounded in evidence, others in mere speculation. Investigators sifted through hundreds of leads, yet each one only seemed to deepen the enigma rather than solve it. From the dense forests surrounding Cedar Pines to the far reaches of internet sleuthing communities, the mystery of Madison Callahan continues to grip the world. Years later, new theories emerge, old suspects are re-examined, and yet the haunting question remains: what really happened on that fateful summer night? Regardless of cultural impacts or the importance of one case over another, one thing is certain. Until she is found, we must continue evaluating all theories, evidence, and tips until Madison comes home or her fate is justifiably understood. For now, the story of Madison Callahan remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time, an enduring puzzle that haunts those who refuse to let her memory fade into obscurity. As long as questions remain unanswered, the search for truth must go on. But perhaps, somewhere out there, the final clue, the missing piece to this tragic puzzle, still waits to be discovered.